Greetings. This is Bill Lolius with WorkWave ServMan, and today we have a virtual presentation to talk about WorkWave ServMan and our relationship with Nexstar. Relationship goes back quite a ways, 13 years, I believe, that we've been offering software solutions for Nexstar and Nexstar members, and a lot of unique things about the ServMan product that we'll talk about today. But in general, just understand that our product, WorkWave ServMan, is a full enterprise resource planning software that actually runs your entire operation. What's unique about it is the fact that it's extremely adaptable to your specific business requirements. So in any event, we're here to help you drive revenue, improve efficiency, strengthen business control, promote growth, and really give more quality service to your customers. A little bit about myself. I'm the VP of ServMan Sales and Service for WorkWave. I've been involved with ServMan for over 15 years. Many of you probably know me if you're existing clients of ours at Nexstar. I've been at every trade show since, well, way back, 13 years, I think. And this is the first time it's virtual, I guess. But in any event, I'm pleased to be here with you today. And let's go ahead and continue. A little bit of what we want to cover today. I want to talk a little bit about WorkWave and the various products that WorkWave offers to really streamline your business. What makes ServMan unique amongst WorkWave products. And also to talk about our newest addition to our product line, which is our cloud-based sales proposal tool, Sales Pro. We're going to talk a little bit as well about ServMan feature set and modules that we offer. And a very important piece of this is the adaptability of ServMan. You might actually think of ServMan as an application framework. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we move through the presentation. Also, I want to talk a little bit about implementing and onboarding. So if you would decide that ServMan was a really good product for you to get your business to the next level, what's involved in actually getting the product in place and launched successfully. We'll also hear a little bit from a couple of existing clients, and we'll be able to take any questions from you today due to the nature of this, but you'll be able to ask questions at any point in time later on. So let's talk about WorkWave for a second. Well, who is WorkWave? WorkWave runs, their solutions basically run about every aspect of your business, and the idea is to lead to increased profitability, better operational efficiency, and sales. WorkWave's been at this for about 40 years, and the whole idea about the WorkWave family of products is that we cover all aspects of your operation. Things that you might not even be aware of from a marketing perspective and such. So if you think in terms of having a company as a partner to really empower your business to reach its full potential, that's what WorkWave is all about. We're going to look at a little bit of that in a little more detail on the next few slides. This is a nice image that really paints a picture of the various offerings that WorkWave has amongst its product family. Also a little bit about the size of the company, how excellent the company runs itself, where it's perennially been a best place to work in New Jersey, where WorkWave is headquartered. So recurring revenue model, and I like to say about recurring revenue models, our money is always in front of us, so it behooves us to provide excellent customer service at all times to our clients. Now, while we're headquartered in New Jersey, you can see that we also have offices in North Carolina, which is where the ServMan division is headquartered, and also Verona, Italy. Notice the various vertical markets that are served by WorkWave as well. Not just the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical markets that are very much prevalent in the Nexstar family, but also pest control, cleaning and janitorial, lawn and landscape, last mile logistics. It's a very wide span in the field service industry that is served by WorkWave. So again, a very stable, very strong company with a very strong track record of success. And again, WorkWave, ServMan, we're very proud to be part of this company and the suite of products that are offered. So what about ServMan? What's special about ServMan? Well, obviously we're designed for field service enterprise businesses, and we're built to meet your unique demand and to be able to scale as you grow and to help you meet your goals as your business evolves. And how we do that is very unique in the industry. Let me go through the checklist here and talk about each of these different features. I mentioned earlier, we've this year introduced a cloud-based sales proposal tool that is really going to help you drive your top-line revenue to the next level. With this particular tool, Sales Pro, you're actually able to do up to 6 side-by-side options for anything that you are actually selling within your industry. But this is tied directly back to the ServMan database. And being an ERP system, ServMan includes a very robust inventory system and general ledger accounting and so forth. So what's happening is the cloud-based sales tool is in real time hitting your inventory, your cost information, and really streamlining the process of getting a proposal built, delivering it to the customer, and getting that proposal closed very quickly. So we want to actually take that sales cycle and reduce it as much as possible. We'll look at that a little bit more later in the presentation. Full general ledger. This is one of the things that separates ServMan from virtually every other product that's out there for a field service application. We provide the accounting system. You're not using a third-party accounting system and the problems that can occur when you have an external accounting system that you're trying to use to run your business. Limitless adaptability. Probably should have had that bullet at the top. That is our most unique differentiator. The way ServMan is built, there is an integrated development environment that sits outside the core product and the database that allows us, or you for that matter, these tools actually come with the product, but it gives the ability to completely modify the software to meet your specific needs. What data is being captured, how the user is interacting with that data, and even business rules that allow you to really tighten the screws on the business where you can force people to do things and prevent them from doing things that are required in your specific workflows. Very important. Now, the idea behind that is that even if you've adapted your software, your ServMan product to meet your specific needs, you can still take updates to the core software. Extremely unusual out there in the marketplace. Typically, if you have software that's in any way customized to meet your needs, that's it. You're locked into that version. Not so with ServMan. Again, a unique differentiator that allows the product to continue to scale and grow and adapt with you as your business changes, and your business will change. Call center. We actually integrate your phone system with ServMan, and that allows us to look at, first of all, the caller ID that's incoming, so we could pop a screen for the call taker and let them have a very personal methodology for interacting with the customer. We want to have a really great experience right at the beginning of that customer journey, and the call center tools allow us to do that. More importantly, we're actually databasing all of the calls and the reasons that those calls were made and the outcome of those calls in ServMan, which provides a lot of actionable information for you, as well as performance information about your call takers. Now, not only does the call center look at the phone number that the caller is attached to, it also looks at the phone number dial. So if you are using phone numbers to identify marketing campaigns, the system will automatically know what the source of the opportunity was when a phone call is received. Very important, very streamlined, And again, lots of advantages to that to get you to the next level. Integrated communication. ServMan provides an integrated communication suite that includes text messaging, phone, and email. And these communication tools can actually take a response and update the database. So what are some of the purposes that we would use that for? Well, I'm sure many of you struggle with trying to get your preventive maintenance visits scheduled. Wouldn't it be nice if the system automatically reached out to your clients and assisted in that whole process? Or maybe letting a customer know that the technician has been dispatched and providing a profile of that technician from a safety perspective. Who's coming to visit me? What do they look like? And tell me a little bit of their background. Well, that communications tool can do that for you. Other things that you do right now where you're reaching out to clients or prospects manually can be automated through this integrated communication tool, which we call Touchpoint, by the way. But our clients use it for a variety of purposes, including appointment confirmation, some of the things I've already mentioned. Even for you commercial providers, automated collection procedures using these tools. So instead of having to make phone calls when people are past due, we can send escalating dunning messages with copies of invoices automatically to clients and direct them, if necessary, to the next point here, which is self-service portals. So ServMan provides you with the ability to have on your website a button, if you will, to a self-service portal for your clients where they can come in, make service requests, self-schedule those things if you want them to, pay bills, renew agreements, and so forth. So in tying those two together, the integrated communication system, you could send a text message or an email to a customer asking them to click on a link to go to the portal to make a payment or to get a maintenance visit scheduled or to renew a contract. So the use cases are pretty much unlimited for what you can do when you combine integrated communications with self-service portals. We also offer management dashboards that are completely web-based and mobile-friendly. So you can have your finger on the pulse of your operations based on your specific key performance indicators and whatever graphics you would want to depict your results. Not only do the management dashboards allow you to see what the results are, but you have the ability to drill down all the way to the source data. So not only can I see how many orders I've processed today, I could go look at the orders, who did them, and what the details were on those orders from any place that I could get an internet connection. Very powerful and, again, very friendly for people that are looking to have an easy way to manage operations. Scheduling and dispatching, obviously in any service business, that's going to be a very important element. And in the ServMan world, we have advanced scheduling and dispatching methodology that no one else in the industry has been able to replicate. And what I mean by that is, of course, you've got very basic ways of doing scheduling that you might be used to now, maybe dragging and dropping from an unscheduled order list or things like that, or moving, dragging around on a dispatch board. But what if you were able to actually take the dispatch logic that your dispatchers use to decide who is going to get an order and systemize that within your ERP system, so that when you go to dispatch an order, the best match of technician to order is always achieved based on your unique decision criteria for how you want work dispatched. Is it based on distance? Is it based on the opportunity on the order and how well the technician to be dispatched is at selling? Is it maybe around the technician who is the the favorite technician for that particular account, or maybe technicians that an account never wants to see, or maybe how many orders somebody has on them, or how many hours they have booked. I'm trying to mitigate overtime. Whatever your dispatching rules are in ServMan, through our capacity-based scheduling tools, you can actually incorporate that within the application. And where we've taken that is a step further. How about being able to dispatch without a dispatcher? Well, we have some of our clients that are actually doing that using these very advanced artificial intelligence scheduling solutions that really take your dispatching logic and systemize it throughout your organization. This way, all dispatching is consistent and based not on a human, but on the system that you have in place to actually get these things to happen. Very, very advanced, and we welcome you to schedule some time to maybe come take a look at that in action. Contract management, extremely important for field service management companies. Most sell preventive maintenance agreements. Well, ServMan manages that process from start to finish, everything in between, and that's for both residential and commercial contractors, and there are different workflows at place there. But from a contract management standpoint, we even allow, again, because we have the accounting system, remember, we allow you to be able to amortize the revenue associated with those contracts in a variety of different ways. And not only that, but we're the only product that I'm aware of that is actually adheres to the ASC 606 IRS regulations for revenue recognition on contracts, which are very, very detailed. And again, if your system does not adhere to those, you might find yourself in some trouble down the road. So just FYI, very, very strong contract management. Job and project management, also very strong in ServMan. And this is used where you're doing installation projects or construction projects as part of your workflow, whether you're residential or commercial. We have extremely strong accounting features in our job and project management tools, including things like AIA billing and progress billing, amortization of revenue, the ability, even once you've done an installation project, perhaps you want to have a warranty agreement that's associated with that, or we could defer the revenue to a warranty contract and then amortize that revenue over the course of the warranty rather than essentially take credit for that revenue in this year and pay taxes on it. So again, because you've got an accounting system within ServMan, there are a lot of different things that you can do to really help yourself mitigate some tax liabilities that more simple bolt-on accounting solutions do not provide. Materials management. ServMan's material management system is a complete soup to nuts management system that starts with a purchase order and runs through receiving that into inventory. We can even post cost of goods sold directly to a job without bringing things into inventory. So if you buy directly to a project, that's all supported as well. But we support various types of items in our item master: stock items, non-stock, flat rate, templates, assembly items, labor items, expense items, and so forth. So you manage all of those elements within ServMan. You know what's in stock. You know what you've paid for it. We can help you determine where's the best vendor to buy things from, and so forth. In fact, we have the ability in ServMan, if your vendors support it, to provide electronic data interchange, where your purchase orders are submitted electronically. Your invoices are provided back from the vendor electronically, and the system will match the invoice to the purchase order to make sure that you were billed correctly before queuing it up as a live payable. If there's a discrepancy, it's set aside for a human to look at. So again, trying to build efficiencies within your internal processes, simplify, digitize, transform the business using these tools. We provide gross payroll calculations in ServMan. So if you have very, very complex methods for determining commissioning, maybe it's based on the job's profits after the fact or whatever it could be, and then of course the time that they're logging in the field or in the back office, their pay rates, their overtime rates, and so forth, we're going to actually provide that information to you at the end of a payroll period. Now, we're not a payroll service, so the workflow here is that that gross payroll information is transmitted to a payroll service. Payroll service finalizes the payroll, makes your direct deposits, and then feeds back the net payroll to ServMan's general ledger. But the front end of that, knowing what your people earn, and using your specific compensation criteria is all in ServMan and all based on how you do business. Billing and receivables, again, this is a complete enterprise software and accounting system. So you've got a variety of different billing methodologies, batch billing as well, especially for your recurring invoices, for your maintenance contracts. Very easy process. Those could be billed against credit cards on file or bank accounts on file and so forth. Very streamlined methodology there. Likewise for accounts payable. The system is going to queue up accounts payable based on some of the things that I mentioned earlier, whether you're doing that through EDI or somebody's looking at those receipts versus purchase orders. And based on the terms that you've got set with those particular clients, that's when those items will be due, taking into consideration any discount terms that you might have, 2%, 10 net 30, etc. Mobile field service with ServMan is, again, extraordinary because we have a store and forward technology at play in our mobile field application. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that your technician can work disconnected from the internet. Most, if not all, other mobile solutions out there require a continual internet connection. That can be fine if I've got a signal, but if I'm up under somebody's house or I'm in a government building that requires me to turn off my internet connection on my device, I've got a problem. Well, with ServMan, once you've got your work orders on the device, I sync the device in the morning, I can work disconnected from the internet. The device is going to actually store all of the information that we need on the device, and we will, when we sync or able to sync, that's going to get pushed back to the back office. Our mobile solution, just like the back office solution, is extremely adaptable and configurable, where you can even have different screen sets based on the work type that is being used on that mobile device. It's got the ability to do everything from, take pictures and videos, digitize forms, be able to have the technician check service histories remotely, task histories, equipment-specific service histories, all at their fingertips. The ability to provide recommendations in a very nice graphic format to clients, again, using your inventory information with images and pricing and everything else that's coming from the ServMan database. So again, I would welcome you to come at some point and take a look at a demonstration of that mobile product along with ServMan in general. GPS and route optimization. Earlier we talked about WorkWave and WorkWave's products. Well, WorkWave GPS and WorkWave route optimization tools are fully integrated into ServMan. So with a right click from a dispatch board, I can see all of my orders, who they're assigned to, which vehicles, the motion on their vehicle, right there from my dispatcher seat. And likewise, if I have a route-based operation, or if I'm creating routes to do preventive maintenance work, I can actually create those routes and optimize them using the route optimization suite that is available from WorkWave that's fully integrated with ServMan. And last but not least, financial and general reporting. Of course, all your financial reports are there because we are an accounting system, your income statements and balance sheets and so forth. But we also have about 200 general reports in ServMan that are just categorized by function typically. So you'll have, AR reports, AP reports, inventory reports, things like that. In fact, this question came up recently. Was a question about, can I run an inventory valuation report for a prior date? Yes, you can. Again, because we are the accounting system and the inventory system, there's some very unique things that you can do with ServMan. So it's a very high level of discussion about the product. Let's dig a little deeper. Why ServMan? Well, many of you out there in Nexstar and in the service industry in general may have both commercial and residential operations in your company. ServMan provides workflow solutions for both in one application. And anyone out there that has both commercial and residential operations knows that the workflow is different for those two different elements. So out of the box, ServMan is going to provide you with a solution that's going to fit your entire operation, no matter how diversified it is in types of work that you do. We are very comprehensive as a field service solution. I already mentioned contract management, job and project management. Just want to reemphasize that. These are things that most other applications, especially those without accounting systems that are in the application, in the same database, fail at. So just keep those things in mind if those things are elements of your particular workflow. Another unique element about ServMan, we're available both as an on-premise solution or as a hosted solution. Many organizations prefer to host their database and their applications internally, giving them direct, unfettered access to their database, which in ServMan is Microsoft SQL. In a hosted environment with ServMan, unlike many other applications where it's a one-size-fits-all, and we would call those multi-tenant authenticated solutions, ServMan hosting is more of a private hosting solution where maybe you do not want to have the, your servers and stuff in the office to manage. You'd rather have a third party do that. But nonetheless, you want a private solution where your database is not commingled with other organizations from a security standpoint and such. So whatever your preference is, make or buy, so to speak, I do it on premise or I do it in the cloud, we can provide either of those methodologies for you. And you can start at one and move to the other at any point in time. This is the most important thing about ServMan. Again, I've said it a few times, but this robust application framework, both on the back office and mobile side, you're truly making this product your own now and in the future. It's so important to understand that because change is inevitable. If you don't have a software that's going to actually be able to change with you, you're going to be looking for another software at some point, and it's not something that you want to do ever again, nor would you need to with ServMan. Feature-rich, integrated accounting, material management, the planning and scheduling tools that we have that no one else has, the financials that are built into the system. Those are the things that are really going to separate ServMan from the rest of the pack. Of course, most important probably in all of this is the fact that we're really a partner in this. We get married in this process. We've got tremendous experience. ServMan, the product of ServMan has been around since 2001. We have a very long list of very satisfied customers, and we have gained intelligence in this industry over those couple of decades that we bring to the table. So we're very consultative in what we do, and our goal, again, is to be able to make you as successful as possible, bring more sales, provide higher quality of service to your customers, simplify your internal processes, make you more profitable. Those are the things that we want to do as your partner. So think in terms of ServMan being really a unique approach that's going to provide the maximum flexibility that you need now and in the future. Sales Pro, I mentioned earlier, this was launched this year, and the slide that you're looking at is kind of a workflow slide, but this again is all tied back to the ServMan database. So if I do a quote in ServMan, I take a lead from someone who's looking for maybe a new system or whatever it might be. Once I create that particular quote in ServMan and assign it to a sales rep, I can actually schedule that like I would a work order to a sales rep. But the sales rep then would go out in the field on any mobile device that they have access to, a tablet, a phone, whatever, be able to see that quote, see that lead, and create a proposal on the fly that can have up to 6 side-by-side options to the customer and present that to the customer in the field, have it accepted directly in the field, or if the customer's not ready to make a decision, it sits in a web portal that the customer will have access to. In fact, the web portal will provide ticklers to the client, reminding them that they have proposals out there to look at and approve. When they go to approve this, you can actually have DocuSign in place, so you have a completely legally binding signature on these documents. Once they actually approve that proposal, the proposal goes into a state of accepted, which that status carries back to the original document in ServMan that was the quote, but now that original document is populated with everything that was accepted from that proposal. In the back office, all we do is right-click on that quote and say create a work order or create a job if it's a more entailed process, and everything from that accepted proposal is transferred over to the job or order that's been created. So very little touching of information. We're capturing it at the source. We're not re-entering anything. We're taking it from start to conclusion with right clicks. So it's, again, very streamlined and very efficient. And I welcome you to take some time, perhaps, and schedule a demonstration of Sales Pro where you can see all that this particular product has to offer and how it can make a huge difference in your top line. I mentioned the fully integrated general ledger and financials, a couple of screenshots from within the application. On the left, you see a navigator. Navigators are menu tools in ServMan. There's navigators for all different functional areas in the application. The light colored buttons are used to do a transaction. The darker colored buttons are the lookups. Very simple. Over on the right, you'll see our report selector. Because I'm on the financial side of things, I've got that highlighted on the left, and I'm looking at all the different report names that I see here. These are all crystal reports that can be adapted just like the rest of the application to your needs. But you'll see there's groups of reports there, and all those different types of groupings, including barcoding, which I didn't mention, but we do support barcoding on your inventory, are right there for you. So very easy to navigate, to find reports, to run reports in ServMan, whatever they might be. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the user interface and the combination that you have in ServMan between the web and then the Windows screens in the back office. Most of your users are typically not in the office. They're going to be your technicians in the field. They're going to be your managers that are maybe using the management dashboards, or your clients that are using the self-service tools. So for the folks that are out there, the majority of your users, they're going to be actually using web interface for those things, whether it's Sales Pro, client web portals, management dashboards, etc. However, in the back office, where we need to have more flexibility, the ability to right-click and make changes to the software, that's where we see the Windows screen. Again, another image that we show here is of a dashboard, just a generic dashboard with some different widgets that show results and so forth. Again, ability to drill down on the data is key here. But again, what is it that you're interested in measuring your results at? Nexstar has certain things that are used for measuring results. We have Nexstar specific reports, but not everybody in Nexstar adheres to those. So what is it about what you want to do, how you want to measure your business? What do you want to see? What can we help you with? And again, most of your people out there, your field staff, sales, customers, executives, those are the folks that are out there looking at the web interface to ServMan. In the back office, you've got Windows screens like these navigators. In fact, again, we have a Nexstar specific navigator, Nexstar workflows, accessing Nexstar reporting, and so forth. But your back office users, whether they're light users or power users, are going to spend their time in the Windows environment. We look at this particular screen. This is an equipment record in ServMan, and it contains a lot of different information. You can see tabs at the top as well, maintenance tasking related to this particular piece of equipment, documents, images, preventive maintenance schedules, any notes that we have. Again, capturing certain data about a piece of equipment. And if you don't like what it is that's there, or you need more stuff, right click. As you can see down the bottom right, I want to add a custom field to the system table. I want to go into design mode and decide if it's going to be a button or a drop down or grid control or whatever it is that I need for the user interface in the back office. Again, I'm just kind of re-emphasizing some of these points because it's important. It'll help you retain this. But very easy to use navigators, all workflow oriented. Very easy to access tables, reports, and data. Very flexible and scalable. The idea being that you want to run the business your way, not necessarily the way everybody else runs their business. That's why you want a system that's going to give you flexibility. And you see some screenshots from here, including an image of a dispatch board. Again, that contains a few different areas on it. And I would strongly recommend that you schedule some time with us to take a look at the scheduling tools that I mentioned earlier. No one else has these types of tools and they're going to make a difference in your business. The application framework elements here, the most unique differentiator of ServMan, but it's built to be customized for your specific needs. So that means that you may have certain processes that you want to continue to use in your operation. Well, that's fine, and we can adapt ServMan to those specific processes. Or perhaps there are processes that you haven't thought about yet that we can introduce you to, that some of the leading organizations in your industry use. Again, the consultative element of this. But the idea is that we want to be able to take this system and increase your revenue, your efficiency, without necessarily changing the way you do business, or perhaps transforming the way you do business, depending on what your need is. And the way I like to position this is that your system, ServMan, can be a competitive advantage because it's unique to your operation. If you're using a system that everyone else is using, that's fine, but there's no availability or no capability of that being an advantage to you in the industry. Even when you sell your business, and you're probably going to learn about this a little bit in your conference, but when you sell your business, the quality of your systems is going to add to the value of the company. If you've got a system in place that truly is unique and a competitive advantage, that's going to bring a higher yield from whoever it is that's looking to purchase your operation. So keep that in mind. If you want to be able to have a system that could be a competitive advantage, it needs to be unique. It needs to be ServMan. A little bit of a visual here on the customization tools. Here is basically, again, that system setup, a little bit bigger image. But when I right-click on a screen, I get options in ServMan. I can add fields. I can go into a design mode that determines what the user interface is going to be for that particular field that I just added. So as your business changes, you decide, I want to collect information about this. No problem. Right-click, add the field, and now it's searchable, reportable, trackable, etc. Business rules. How do we control workflow activities? Well, we're going to do that using your business rules. This screen, what you see here, if I click a little button on the upper left corner of a record in ServMan, whether it's an order or a quote or a client record or an invoice or a purchase order, whatever, I'm going to be presented with a list of business rule options. So I can open up that business rule, whether it's on the header or in the detail, and I can actually program in the system rules that are going to govern how it's used. So, for example, if you require that your call takers collect information about, well, I don't know, maybe they have to put a zip code in. Well, I have a business rule. It says if the zip code field is blank, then when I go to save the record, it's going to stop me and say, no, you have to put a zip code in. So that's a very simple example. But if you think in terms of things, if you could speak in terms that a computer would understand, if, then, else, then the system can actually be adapted to enforce those rules on your users. Comes in very handy when your technicians are in the field. And again, this flows to mobile. And when they're updating a system record, perhaps we sold a contract in the back office and we have very little bit of information about the system that's being covered. So when the technician is in the field, we want the technician forced to take certain information down about that particular piece of equipment. What brand is it? When was it installed? Et cetera, et cetera. It's up to you. How do you want to operate your workflow activities? The business rule elements in ServMan are going to lead you there. Integration with third-party applications. While ServMan is a full enterprise system, you might have other applications that you would like to integrate with. For example, I mentioned EDI as one of the examples earlier. That's a third-party application integration, really. Or WorkWave GPS or WorkWave Reviews, very strong social media review solicitation system that we offer as well, fully integrated. Route Manager that you see here. But we also have integrations with, let's say, Schedule Engine. many people at Nexstar are very familiar with and like Schedule Engine. Well, Schedule Engine is already integrated with ServMan, so if you'd like to use that tool and you want to leverage our artificial intelligence scheduling tools, we've got that all set up for you. Other things, Avalara, which if you struggle with managing sales and use tax, which is all very well handled in ServMan, but some clients have a lot of different jurisdictions that they're, or tax nexuses that they're dealing with, so they don't want to actually do that in-house. Well, Avalara actually does all that for you. So again, just a third-party application. And anything else that might come up in the future that you might want to integrate with. All done through that integrated development environment. We could use RESTful API connectors, ODBC Direct Connect to the database, and so forth. So a lot of that depends, of course, on the other application and what their capabilities are. But very rarely do we run into one that we cannot integrate with. I mentioned earlier that we've been involved with Nexstar for well over a decade. And we, as part of that relationship, have developed specific workflows for Nexstar, as well as reporting. And you see, again, a little Nexstar report list here of things that are using the Nexstar way of measuring results and so forth. And again, if you are on the path that Nexstar sets you on, these things are built into the system. However, and I'll say this again, and I'm sure anybody listening to this will agree, not every Nexstar member uses every Nexstar methodology in their operation. And the good thing about ServMan is that you do not need to. You might use some, but not all. So whatever it is that is your way of thinking, how do you think that the business would do best? We're there to provide a system to actually execute that for you. Onboarding, it's a pretty major undertaking to implement a new enterprise system to run your business. So we like to allow ample time for that particular project. It's a lot of change management that is involved in this, getting your people to adapt to a new system and that type of thing. So we go through a very, very detailed methodology. We're very good at this. But however, it's not done in a vacuum. So on our side, we have an implementation consultant, project manager that works with you directly. We ask that you have someone that's kind of their counterpart on your side to make sure that things are getting done that need to be done. It's not a full-time job. It gets busy at the beginning when we're doing a review of your particular workflow, doing discovery and things like that. And when we're doing data migration to look at the results of the migration, then that kind of gets a little bit less involved on the manager side. And then when we get back into the training element of this and doing transactional testing, so we're all sure before you flip the switch and are live in ServMan that everything works the way you expect it to. So again, you can look at the different elements on here. A lot of these things overlap, but it's very well thought out, very well executed. And again, we're partners in this, and we want to make sure we hold your hand through this process and give you as much guidance as we can as it relates to marshaling and leading your people to success and to accepting change. That's probably the most difficult part of changing systems, is having your employees embrace the change. So we'll help you with that as much as possible. What do our clients say? Well, here are a couple of clients that these are their words, not mine. But the idea is that, and especially like the comments on the right-hand side, this is an account that has been with us longer than I've been with ServMan, if that's possible. But Air Group, which is up in New Jersey, they started with us back, and they were maybe a $5 million company. They're well up to about $80 million now, and they'll be first to tell you that it's this product that really was the foundation for them being able to grow that way, and they haven't outgrown it yet, and that says a lot. They've been with us that long. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're commercial, residential, a combination thereof, we can provide a solution that's going to take you to the next level. If you liked what you saw and heard today, and I hope you did, what I would like you to do as a next step is to contact Account Executive Sandra Gamula. Her contact information is here, We'll leave it up for a little bit. But what Sandra can do is to schedule a free consultation with you where we can take a deeper dive into some of the things that I just touched on in this brief overview today and really give you a sense of where WorkWave ServMan can take your business in the future. I thank you very much for your time today. We look forward to working with you in the future. And if you do have questions and such about the software or would like to schedule the free consultation, please contact Sandra and she'll help you with that. Thank you very much.